up. I already have it saved in my RV. Well, hello everybody. Jason with Happy Tales RVing here. Today we just wanted to kind of go over, we did a modification about 2 months ago, and we've really had a chance to try it out, and we wanted to give you our feedback on that. And that is, we changed out this little guy right here. And I'll show you what the old thermostats used to look like, and they were simple and they worked. And that's these guys right here. And this is kind of standard with the Coleman, is the Air XL is what they call it. But you couldn't program it, and it was, you had to be there to utilize it. You had to, you know, push the button, so on and so forth. The reason we went with this guy here is because it is obviously a touchscreen. And let me get, there we go. So it's a touch screen, and the cool thing about it is it's Bluetooth and it's wireless, so we're able to control it when we're in the vehicle or we're away and the dogs are here if we ever needed to change it. But to be honest, we pretty much set the temperatures to where we want them, and then it's fine. It'll operate the heater and it'll operate the air conditioner. And the reason we use this one is because that air conditioner up there is ducted as it just kicks on. It's ducted through the whole house. So when we're traveling, we can turn it on about a half hour before we get here, and it cools everything off. So we are really pleased with this. And also, along with that thermostat, I installed an Easy Start, and we have 3 AC units. We only installed one Easy Start because we wanted to try it out. Everybody said, oh, they're fantastic, they're great, you know, but we wanted to try it out for ourselves and see if, because they're not cheap, they really aren't. We wanted to see if, you know, $260 for this thing was worth it or not, and
it's worth it.
It's worth it. We'll show you, I'll show you how I installed it, and then we'll have another video down the road when we're going to install 2 more. But I'll show you how I put that guy in up there, and we'll kind of go step by step, and I'll show you the interface that's on the phone with that guy there, and just the whole process. It was super simple. To wire these things in was easy. I'll actually show you that here because it comes off, and that's what the back looks like. And you can see all these little wires, they're just push pins, and it's color coordinated. I just matched up to what the other thermostat was, and because most of it says red and yellow and green, but there are a few for the fan that are different color than what it says on there. So you just match them up to what you pulled off of the old thermostat. It gives you a template to put your screws in. These were already here, so don't mind that. The new one covers that up, and I can't tell you, the thing is fantastic. We love it. So on with the show, so to speak. We'll kind of go with the install of how we did the Easy Start. I'll show you how it works compared to the other ACs with the amp pull, and just kind of give you a whole rundown of it. And you know, they're awesome. That's all I can say. All right, stay tuned and check it out.
Okay, so we are up here on the roof, and I just wanted to show you this Easy Start that we had put in. We put it in a couple months ago when we were in Texas, and this is this guy here. Now, before you do any work, obviously you want to take and disconnect your power, shut off your breaker, just to be safe on here. Now, this thing was really simple to install. I went with the Easy Start versus a Smart Start. It was just basically, I bought that thermostat that I was showing you earlier, and it's made by the same company, so I just thought they would mesh together. I didn't get any deals or any bargains. They're not an affiliate. They both do exactly the same thing, so I just use this one just for ease of purchase, basically. And basically I use some 3M tape here. As you can see, it's it's loose, it's not completely on there. I didn't want to drill it in here, and I just lightly tightened up these lines. This guy was already here, this guy was already here, so I just kind of followed that. And it even says right there, disconnect power. So the capacitor, you'll want to discharge your capacitor, and I'll show you how to do that as well. It's really simple to do with a multimeter, and I will show that here in just a minute. But here's our plug coming in, and you can see that we have 4 wires coming out. I bought these Wago connectors on Amazon. They're fantastic. I'm not a fan of Scotch blocks. Actually, I actually quite hate them, to be honest. They cause a lot of premature corrosion. These guys are nice, they're easy. There's, you're just gonna splice your wire, you flip these up, and then you lock them in place. They're nice and secure. Now this guy already came terminated with the orange wire, and the white wire were terminated in here, as you can see. The white wire goes to the same post as your yellow, and your orange goes the same as your red. The only thing I had to do was cut this wire here, and it had one of these butt connectors on here, like so. I just cut it, and I used the 3-way so that the purple went in with the black wires, and that's it. It's as simple as that. It really is. And we'll go downstairs and I'll show you how the how much amperage the difference between this guy and one of the other ones. Now we are going to put the soft start on both the front and the rear. The only reason I didn't is I wanted to try it, and this AC unit here is ducted into the whole ceiling, and with that thermostat downstairs, which I showed you in the beginning, it's tied to this one, and we were able to use that 30 minutes to an hour before we got to the campsite to start cooling off the coach, and it works fantastic. Yes, that thermostat is a little bit pricey, but for what we get out of it, it is well worth it. To be able to have this coach already cool when we start setting up, especially in the summer months, is fantastic. But let me go grab that multimeter, and I'll show you how to discharge your capacitor before you start working on it, because you do not want to get zapped with 400 amps. You just don't want to feel that. So we will I'll show you how to discharge these things really quick. It's super simple, and then we'll button this up and we'll talk a little bit more on that thermostat. Alright, so basically we're going to take our amp meter, volt gauge, however you want to call it, take our 2 leads, okay? And let's see if I can, sorry for the alright. And this is how simple it is to discharge it. Just go like so, and you want to touch your terminal leads. Okay, now you'll see that excuse me, that I have 2 capacitors in here. One's a run capacitor, the other one's a start capacitor, and we are going to do the same thing. We're going to reach in here and we're just going to bridge across, and that will discharge your capacitor. Your amp gauge has a big enough fuse to handle that volt spike that's going to run through there. And now these things are, again, make sure your breaker is shut off in in your control panel for your AC, but now your capacitors are easily able to work on. You can touch this stuff, you won't get zapped or anything. So that is how you discharge your capacitors. Super simple. Again, like I said, these only have these 4 wires coming out of it, and it's super simple to do. The one thing, the other nice thing about this Easy Smart is the instructions that come with it are phenomenal. They are just easy to follow. You'll have to run 5 cycles to pretty much learn the Easy Start. And basically you run it, and it's trying to learn on how the cycle runs, and then you'll wait. I think you got to wait like 3 to 5 minutes in between each cycle, so you're going to spend some time on the roof. There's some little LED lights in there that you can watch, and once you get those 5 cycles ran, it's good to go. And we'll go downstairs and I'll show you how much amperage this thing pulls. It's a huge difference. So, but this is one of the Coleman Mach Qs that I have. It does a fantastic job. Again, the reason I use the middle one is because it doesn't have the dump down. It actually goes through the whole racetrack that the Grand Design uses for their air handling. And so we'll go downstairs. I'll show you the amp draw that it pulls. I recommend that you go through this hole here. This is basically just plumber's putty. There was a bunch of wires coming through here already, and down here you know, it was open already, so I chose to go down there. Again, just with any type of tin, be careful, super sharp edges. So you want to make sure you're protecting your wires as well as your digits. You don't want to cut yourself on this stuff. So and to pull this off, it's super simple. There's just the 4 Phillip head screws, and then these 2 screws down here. I loosen this one. While you have this off, it's a great time to check, make sure you're not dirty, you don't have a bunch of dents on these guys. I will have another video on the maintenance of your compressor right now, or excuse me, your air conditioning unit. Right now this guy's pretty clean. We've cleaned this guy about 3 months ago, so we usually get up here right before summer season and we clean them all. As well as the evaporator coil, which is inside of this. So again, you'll see that there is tape up here. You'll want to have a fresh roll of tape up here every year that you do the maintenance on that. And basically you're just cleaning it, and I'll show you that. Again, that'll be another video that we'll kind of cover all that stuff. Make sure that you see these little lips right here. There's 3 of them. There's one in the middle, one each side. Make sure that you're actually got that down. I've seen some that have risen up, and you're gonna have your 4 screws in the top, so the chances of it coming off are slim to none. But it does create a problem to where your shroud kind of with the heat molds around those, and then it's a real bear to get it off. So just make sure when you're putting those on that you catch those 3 tabs in the front before you put your screws in. Anytime you're up on your roof, it's a really good chance to walk the perimeter of your roof and look for any new gouges, tears, or just separation of your old die core. And this is kind of what I found right here. I don't know if the camera's going to pick it up or not, but there is a little bit of a tear. I don't think it's through the membrane yet, but it's really close. Who knows what that's from? It could have been road debris. We noticed that our nose cap has some broken fiberglass on it from where something came up and hit it, so that might be some of this as well. Could be a tree branch that fell on it. Anyway, basically what you're going to do is you want some denatured alcohol. You're going to clean this surface up, and then you're just going to get some of your lap sealant. This is good for EDM, TPO, or fiberglass. You just want to check your manufacturer of your roof to make sure what type of sealant you can use. This is just a die core sealant that will put a big glob right here. As you've seen from our other videos, an ounce of prevention goes a million miles. So we'll just cover that guy up real quick and make sure that it doesn't leak anytime in the future. Okay. The reason we use denatured alcohol, it's a good cleaner. It opens up the pores of this TPMO roof. It stinks, but it works. then we're gonna take our good old reliable sealant that we always carry at least 1 or 2 tubes of. And we might have to open the new tube because this one is feeling like it's kind of yucky. Alright, we'll be right back. Okay, so we are back. New tube. That's why I always carry 2 tubes, because you never know if one's going to dry up on you or not. And there we go. Don't worry about being messy. On the roof, when it comes to it, more is always better. So, you want to be careful of this stuff, because if you get it on you, it's on you. So, it's self-leveling, so you can see it's gonna lose out, but even just that little bit, it gets on you. I'm not worried about this because, like I said, it's self-leveling, so it's gonna ooze down. It wasn't a complete tear, but it was about a third of an inch, and you can see I put a dollop of a good 1.5 inches, so I have coverage all the way around it. Again, it's just a good practice to get into, to walk your roof, make sure that any of the old sealant doesn't have any holes in it, cracks. That's, like I said, how we found the water leak that we had in our roof was from a cracked sealant joint. So, alright, now we're going to go back downstairs and we'll talk about that thermostat. Okay, so we are going to try this again because we didn't have the best of luck with the first video. So we are going to try and turn this on and watch that bottom number, that amperage that is at 5 amps right now. You will see that it will turn on, and then we will go from 5 to probably 7 or 8, and we'll slowly work our way up to around 12 or 13. Okay, so you can see that we're at 7, 8, 9, 8. We're kind of fluctuating, and now the compressor just kicked on. So now we're at 14, 15 amps. So you can see that it pulls gently, and then it kind of works up, and then it goes into a full draw, so to speak. So now we're going to shut this one off, and we will turn on one of the rear units, and you'll see the big spike that it has instantly. Okay, we're back at 5 amps. We're going to turn on the kitchen AC. So you can see that it instantly goes to 12, 13. So there is no ramp up, it's just bam, and you're pulling a lot of amperage right off the go. And as you can see, we have 2 lines. This is part of our surge guard here. Our kitchen AC and our main AC are on the second leg. The first leg is our bedroom AC, so we don't have all 3 on the same leg.
And then once we shut that one off, you'll see that it will go back down to about a 5 amp draw. And it just shut off, and there we are, 5 amps. So as you can see, oops, hold on, my mic is being wonky today. Sorry about that. So as you can see, it does make a difference. It makes a huge difference on the startup and the run. It's not an instant, 8 amp draw. It actually works its way up. So like I stated up above, we will put the other soft start, easy starts on the other 2 units. We wanted to test it out and see if it was worth the money, and in my honest opinion, it is most definitely worth the investment. Okay, so this is the Easy Touch RV. So basically, we'll just open it up. I already have it saved in my RV section. And we only have the one for right now, so we just named it Living Room Control. And as you open it up, you can see that it shows the inside temperature, the outside temperature. It runs the outside temperature off of your Wi-Fi. So we're going to turn this guy on, and then you can see that we can, oops, come back. There we are. So we can change our temperatures up or down, as you can see here. We have it on cool. We can change that to the furnace, fan only, or a combination here. And then this button over here will change it to a schedule or away. And then the fan, you can go through and you can pick your fan as you want to, as well, I should say. So we're going to put this back on that we are technically away, and the outside temperature is 78, inside is 76. We'll turn this down to about 74, and then we will have our unit kick on. And the reason we like this is because it is a Bluetooth / Wi-Fi controller. So when we're in the truck and we're hooked up, we can operate and control this. And when we're away and we use the waggle for our dogs, if we get a temperature sensor alert, we can lower this or raise the temperature until we get back. Normally we have this preset and it's not an issue, and the dogs stay nice and cool. But as you can see, this interface is super easy to use. And again, we have all control ability through the app. We're able to turn it on, turn it off, engage, disengage. And that, again, is the Easy Touch, sorry. Yeah. Alrighty, guys. Well, thanks for tuning in. What did you think? I know I threw a bunch of information and I kind of was all over the place between the little tear we found in the roof and discharging your capacitors and stuff like that. But that was this little Micro-air Easy Touch thermometer and the Easy Start. Let us know if you have any questions. We, again, really love this. It was a great product. I don't think we're going to use any more of the thermometers just because we really don't need it, but we definitely, like I said, we'll add 2 more of the Easy Starts to the other 2 AC units we have. And other than that, we love it. It's a great product. It's easy to install, as you saw. So let us know if you have any other questions. If not, we'll see you next week. And hey, give us a thumbs up. Alrighty. Thanks, guys. We'll see you later. Appreciate it.
Bye, guys.